हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। और लेट्स गो। ये मेरे को रिकमेंडेशन में आया था ये वीडियो। तो फुल्ली एक्साइटेड है ये वीडियो के लिए। मतलब इसका जो टाइटल है वही मेरे को बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लगा। और लेट्स गो।
If we take a closer look at Jungkook's journey and go beyond the flashy label of the golden Maknae, we can see that there's a lot more to him than the polished, positive image that we're used to seeing. He's not just good at singing, dancing, rapping, and making music, he's pretty
वही बात है ना कि जब तुम्हारे सामने एक माउंटेन रहता है तो तुमको सामने का एक पत्थर छोटा बात लगता है। तो एक एग्जांपल ले लो। जब जंगकुक स्टार्टिंग में, जब बीटीएस में आने से पहले या बीटीएस में जस्ट आते ही, जब वो आरएम को देखा, उसको आरएम कूल लगता था। ठीक है। और बाकी 7 मेंबर्स भी, 6 मेंबर जंगकुक को छोड़ के, जब वो देखा वो लोग को परफॉर्म करते हुए, वो आरएम को एकदम आइडलाइज करते हुए, वो कूल लगता था। वो रैपिंग, डांसिंग, सिंगिंग सब किया। बट जब तुम खुद करते हो ना एक चीज़ कैमरा में, तो तुमको लगता है ये कितना लेम है। बट वही चीज़ तुमको दूसरा चीज़, जैसे हम एक एज हम गेमर हम एक्सप्लेन करते हैं। जैसे तुम एक शॉट मार रहे हो, ठीक ना, जैसे एफपीएस गेम खेल रहे हो, तो एक तुम क्लच किए, तुमको लगा ये तो हम, मेरा हाथ काँप रहा था ये समय, हम तो ये इतना नर्वस थे, ये थे, हम ये सोच रहे थे, गलती से हो गया। ठीक है। बट तुम यही चीज़ दूसरा को करते हुए देखते हो, वो चाहे तुमसे ज़्यादा गलती से या लक से हुआ हो, पर तुम जब उसको थर्ड पर्सन से ऐसा देखते हो, तुमको कितना कूल लगता है, वो ये कितना कूल है। तो वो एक होता है ना कि जंगकुक आरएम को वैसा देखता था। और किसी को हारना पसंद नहीं है, पर एक कोई कोई इंसान होता है जिसको एकदम, जो एकदम बहुत स्टार्टिंग से छोटा छोटा बात पे हारता है ना। जैसे तुम अगर बड़े भाई के ग्रुप में रहो, तो वो लोग हर चीज में जीते ही जाएंगे, कुछ भी कर लो तुम। तो वही होता है ना कि जब तुम एक बड़े भाई के ग्रुप में, जो तुम लोग से 3 साल 4 साल बड़े हैं, तुम वहां पर रहोगे। वो लोग पता है स्मार्ट है, तुम लोग सब बड़े हैं, सब चीज पहले मिलता है वो लोग को। तो एक होता है ना कि हाँ, वो लोग के लेवल पे जाना है। तो जब तुम ट्राई करते हो वो लोग के लेवल पे आने का, तो तुम्हारे जो लेवल के जो लोग रहते हैं, उससे तुम बहुत ऊपर जा चुके होते हैं। तो जंकू के साथ भी वही केस है। और जंकू को, मतलब जंकू को हम लोग हारते हुए देखे, एकदम अर्ली वीडियोस में जंकू को हम लोग हारते हुए देखे। बट वो पीछे इतना प्रैक्टिस किया है कि वो क्लिप सब धुंधला गया है एकदम। मतलब सब वो क्लिप देखता है, हाँ एक दो मिस्टेक हो सकता है, वो सब क्लिप कोई यूज ही नहीं करता। जो उसके बाद से वो सक्सेसफुली जीतना चालू किया प्रैक्टिस करके, वो सब याद करता है कि गोल्डन मैक ने।
much a jack of all trades. People all over the world love him for his many talents, but there's a side of
वही।
Jungkook's story that's not as well known. Even though now he's known as quite the ace and a global superstar, Jungkook, just like the rest of BTS, faced challenges that shaped them into the group that they are now. Jungkook had a pretty
हम्म।
normal childhood with all of its usual experiences. He admitted to being very mischievous, loved playing outside, and got in trouble because he didn't like studying all that
ऑल ऑफ
much. In
अस।
fact, he said that he hadn't been planning on becoming a singer at first as he didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. Then he became interested in dancing. Well, he got into b-boying, checked out Big Bang, and from there, he decided singing was more of his thing as he dreamt of becoming as amazing as his idols. He put a lot of work into it despite his young age. Back in 2011, Jungkook took a shot at the South Korean talent show Superstar K3 in Daegu. However, it was then when he became a lot shyer around people. After auditioning just for fun, Jungkook said, "When I arrived at the audition hall, I became intimidated by the large crowd. I started to shrink after being surrounded by so many strangers." Despite his
ये हम टोटली फील करते हैं। देखो तुमको एक अनरीजनेबल, तुमको नहीं पता ये काम आएगा कि नहीं। मेरा एक, तुमको पता है ये चैनल हम बहुत बार बोल चुके, स्टार्ट क्यों किए? क्योंकि हमको कैमरा से, मतलब हम कैमरा जब ऑन होता था हम बोल भी नहीं पाते थे। मतलब कैमरा के सामने, मतलब नहीं पता, ऑन होते मेरा मन में वर्ड रहता था, पेट में वर्ड रहता था, पर बोल ही नहीं पाते थे। एक वर्ड निकालने पे हम चू नहीं बोल पाते थे एकदम अच्छा से, कि कुछ वर्ड आ रहा है दिमाग में पर बोल ही नहीं पा रहे एकदम। मेरा माइंड ब्लैंक चला जाता था। ये प्रॉब्लम क्यों हुआ था पता है? हम हॉस्टल में रहते थे बहुत पहले। हॉस्टल में रहने के बाद, ये क्लास 5 4 की बात है, हमको सालसा डांस, अगर तुम लोग जो लोगों को नहीं पता, पार्टनर के साथ किया जाता है, ठीक है ना। हम सालसा करते थे, ठीक है। सालसा करते 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 हमको मज़ा आता था, ठीक है ना। मतलब सालसा क्लास चलता था, हम ज्वाइन करते थे वो लोग। ऐसा हम ऑफिशियल मेंबर नहीं थे कभी कि हाँ वो ये सालसा का मेंबर है, नहीं। हम हमेशा जाके, हमको इंटरेस्टेड था, हम हमेशा जाके ज्वाइन करते थे। पर एक बार मेरे को अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिला कि स्टेज में परफॉर्म करनी एज अ सेकेंड लीड। तो सालसा में एक मेन सेंटर होता है, और एक जब भी कोई मतलब घुमाना उमाना रहता है, हम टेक्निकल टर्म्स में नहीं जाएंगे। एक जैसे एक मेल रहता है, एक फीमेल रहता है। जब जब फीमेल को जैसे घुमाए, तो एक टर्न लेने के बाद दूसरा इंसान सामने आ जाता है, जो हम थे। समझ रहे हो हुआ क्या? स्टेज में गए, पीछे डांस कर रहे थे, कोई प्रॉब्लम थे, जैसे सेंटर स्टेज आए ना, ओ माय गॉड, वर्ल्ड चेंज हो गया मेरे लिए। उसके बाद से हम मतलब स्टेज में जाने, मतलब एक स्टेज में जाने पे क्रेजी एक्साइटमेंट तो होता है, पर नहीं पता हमको कैमरा से डर हो गया उसके बाद से। जेनुइनली मेरे को कैमरा से डरने लग रहा है कि मेरे को इस ऑकवर्डनेस पर रिकॉर्ड ना कर ले। हम स्टेज पर परफॉर्म कर लेते थे, स्टेज पे हम हमेशा जाने के लिए एक्साइटेड रहते थे, बट वहीं हम कहीं कैमरा देखते थे ना, हम फ्रीज हो जाते थे। इसलिए हम ज़्यादा बिहाइंड एज अ कोरियोग्राफर, ऐसा मतलब ऐसा कोरियो में ज़्यादा हेल्प करने लगे। स्कूल का जब कोई फंक्शन होता था, हम मेनली एज अ कोरियोग्राफर फोकस करते थे ज़्यादातर, ना कि एज अ डांसर या कुछ ऐसे करके। हम सजेशन ज़्यादा देते थे क्या करना चाहिए, ना कि खुद जाके करते थे। तो एक इम्पैक्ट, ये सब चीज़ बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट
His timid
करता है।
personality, everything ended up working out for him. He didn't make the cut for Superstar K3, but 7 entertainment companies saw a lot of potential in him and sought him out, with all of them wanting to have them in their groups. However, trying to deal with all
को जानना है,
of this
ये
when he
सब
was
जीतता
only a
कौन है?
child proved to be a challenge. In BTS's biography, Jungkook revealed a weird request that came from a company, and it gets even more disturbing when you realize that the request was made to a middle schooler. Jungkook shared that the people from this company wanted him to meet in a hotel room near the Superstar K3 audition venue to
ओ
record a
माय गॉड।
video of him singing for an audition. It could have been a regular thing, but you know how showbiz can be. Thankfully, he decided not to go and chose to train with Big Hit Entertainment, influenced by Namjoon, who's now his fellow BTS member and leader. However, even though Bang Si-hyuk of Big Hit Entertainment considered himself lucky that Jungkook chose his company to debut, the latter's shy personality almost ruined his chances of becoming an idol. In an interview from 2017, Bang Si-hyuk surprised everyone by admitting that he wasn't sure whether Jungkook would actually debut with the group. He recalled a moment during Jungkook's time as a trainee when he was asked to sing, but he was so shy that he couldn't. In fact, he had spent about 15 minutes just twisting his body
साइनेस का एक ही चीज़ है, उसको इसको एज अ कॉन्फिडेंस दिला के बूस्ट किया जा सकता है। जैसे हम खुद से, जैसे वो लोग जंगकुक पे हेल्प करने के लिए पूरा एक कंपनी था। जैसे तुम खुद से भी कैमरा एकदम जब रहेगा, पहले डर लगता है, बट टाइम के साथ वो जा सकता है, प्रैक्टिस के साथ वो जा सकता है। तो ये एक चीज़ बात है।
body. His shyness almost held him back because he kept his real talent hidden, and the big hit executives ended up having a not so great opinion of him. Bang Si-hyuk recalled, the company evaluation was that he couldn't even debut because he didn't have the talent to. You can't really blame him for feeling the way that he did though. Just imagine this. He was a 15-year-old that was practicing very hard so he could debut in a city that was foreign to him where he didn't know anyone. Talking to Kang Ho-dong on
ट्रू
Give
ट्रू।
Me a Meal, Jungkook shared how challenging it is for him to connect with people. Growing up alone as a trainee in Seoul during his trainee years made it tough for him to open up. Hodong understood him perfectly, acknowledging the societal difficulties Jungkook faced early on, especially considering that he was only 15 when he started doing this. Jungkook also mentioned that his history of being on his own makes it hard for him to be genuine around new people. According to him, when meeting someone for the first time, he feels a barrier and is always thinking about how to befriend them or make them like him. When BTS and Big Hit Entertainment first started off, they were newbies in the industry. Being on the smaller side, they had had a tough time getting noticed next to the more famous groups. Their starting point was a tiny dorm with 3 bunk beds, a constantly busy bathroom, and not much room for their stuff. Jungkook particularly wasn't treated the best as the youngest. On U Quiz on the Block, Jungkook even talked about being the youngest and having to wait for everyone to doze off before showering. According to a former big hit trainee named Jihoon, everyone had noticed Jungkook because he was known for having a perfect pitch and being a real all-around guy able to pull off anything he put his mind to. Jihoon even pointed out how impressed he was with Jungkook's skills and determination. After all of his efforts, Jungkook was able to debut, but it didn't get any easier for him or the group. Seeing their success now, you'd think that they had always been famous, but that wasn't the case.
वो लोग तो डिस्बैंडिंग का भी क्लोज आ चुका था ना, ये तो हम लोग बहुत बार सुन चुके
In
हैं।
fact, Jungkook, along with his members, were pretty mistreated. A particularly tough time for them was even broadcasted on the reality show American Hustle Life. In one episode, the members can be seen handing out flyers on Hollywood Boulevard inviting people to a free concert. They also had their share of challenges on other Korean variety shows. Even though they rarely got invited to them, the host still found ways to mistreat them. When Jungkook appeared on the variety show Flower Crew, he offered burgers and sodas to the hosts, but they turned him down, saying that the burgers looked like leftovers, even though Jungkook insisted that he sincerely brought them. Fans noticed he seemed on the verge of tears during the broadcast. It's a moment that gets brought back a lot from BTS's past, and seeing Jungkook get treated like this when he was just trying to be nice is heartbreaking. Once he debuted and the group started gaining recognition, Jungkook took it as a sign to work even harder, to the point that it was worsening his health. In episodes 2 and 3 of the documentary Burn the Stage, it was revealed to fans that despite his
या तो लोग बंदा स्टेज नहीं देखेगा तो जाके देखो, हम फुल्ली कंप्लीट देख चुके हैं। और बैक स्टेज बाप रे, जंकू का हाल देख के लग रहा था भाई इसको आईसीयू भेजो, ये अभी भी ग्राउंड पे क्या
constant
कर रहा
stellar performances during BTS's 2017 The Wings tour, Jungkook wasn't at all that well during the concert and ended up collapsing afterwards.
ये
After the
क्लिप था।
concert, Jungkook shared that he didn't think that he would be collapsing. It was a first for him and quite
फुल
surprising. Namjoon
मतलब एड्रेनल से चल रहा था बंदा भाई, फुल एड्रेनल जब वेयर ऑफ हुआ भाई।
mentioned that it was too hot and Jungkook pushed himself too much, causing the collapse, but he kept going because he wasn't sure when he'd get to see the fans in Chile again. His mental health wasn't at his best either. In BTS's book, Jungkook reveals at the time that the group performed at the 2017 AMAs was really difficult for him. He shared that one time, once filming finished, he went to drink alone and realized that he was feeling very hopeless. He started to speak to himself in front of the camera as if he was recording a YouTube video, and was then accompanied by Jimin, who went to look for him. The two got to talking, and Jungkook started to open up, making Jimin really emotional. He said, "Listening to what he had to say, I learned for the first time just how much he was struggling, and I cried a lot. I had no idea." Their hard work really paid off in the end. Despite all the hardships, BTS grew a lot globally and domestically, making them household names in the music industry. However, as they became more
पता है एक चीज, इस बात का एक चीज है कि तुम सोचते हो कि अभी हार्ड वर्क कर लेते हैं, फिर बाद में आराम से बैठ के मनी आएगा, हम लोग रिलैक्स करेंगे। पर हार्ड वर्क करते करते हार्ड वर्क का इतना आदत लग जाता है ना, तुम छोड़ भी नहीं सकते। अब मन करे तो वो एक आदत बन जाता है, और आदत को छोड़ना कितना मुश्किल है तुम लोग जानते ही हो।
famous, BTS encountered another fair share of challenges. They had to deal with a lot of hate and rumors, especially under the constant scrutiny of the public and media. Jungkook, in particular, being one of the most popular members of the group, faced a lot of backlash for things that weren't necessarily his fault or things that weren't very big deals. He faced criticism for wearing a hoodie his brother made during a live stream, for eating an apple, skipping stairs, pouting his lips, doing laundry, sleeping, and other ridiculous things. One time when he choked on water, people accused him of shading Hwasa, and when he simply mentioned a girl's septum piercing, people said that he was making fun of her. Not to say that he's above criticism, but he's only human after all, but some people seem to hate him for the sake of hating. Now that Jungkook has debuted as a soloist, he's getting even more hate for the direction he chose to go in with his solo music. Golden is far from the worst album that has come out this year, yet people act like Jungkook committed a crime by releasing a pure pop album. It's more than fine not to like it. Everyone has their own tastes after all, but calling
वन ऑफ द बेस्ट एल्बम हम बोलेंगे भाई, हेट यू से लेके प्लीज डोंट चेंज, ओ माय गॉड।
him all sorts of names because he released music that doesn't match everyone's expectations is just vile.
एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या है भाई, हमको सुनना है भाई, वो लोग क्या म्यूजिक सुनता है जो लोग, हमको जानना भाई। गोल्डन एल्बम ऐसा कौन सा सॉन्ग वो लोग, ऐसा कौन सा हेवनली सॉन्ग सुनता है जो लोग का एक्सपेक्टेशन मैच नहीं कर रहा है? प्लीज हम लोग को कांटेक्ट कराओ भाई वो लोग से।
A recent review of his album was particularly harsh, even writing, "It's degrading to use music as a means and not as an end." Again, nothing wrong with not liking the album, but saying that it's degrading that he's releasing music that's typically pop seems targeted towards him rather than actual criticism or review that's a product of the music critic's thoughts. Fortunately, Jungkook prevails over all the hate. Golden became a double million seller within 5 hours of its release, selling over 2.1 million copies on its debut day. The lead
लेट्स
track,
गो।
Standing Next to You, made history on Spotify's Today's Top Hits with more than 42 million streams on its first day. He also performed in front of a massive crowd at Times Square in New York, a performance that managed to draw in even the people that weren't fans. In conclusion, watching Jungkook go from a shy boy to a global superstar has been quite a journey, but seeing how happy he is to be performing in front of his fans makes everything worth it. Share your thoughts about Jungkook in the comments, and thank you for watching. Bye, guys!
नाइस वीडियो, नाइस वीडियो। सब्सक्राइब कर देते हैं, नन रखते कि जब रिएक्ट करेंगे तब आ जाएंगे, या कभी पर्सनली देखना होगा। ओ माय गॉड, जेन्युइनली अ गुड वीडियो। ओ भाई, उफ, मतलब एक होता है ना कि ये लोग को हेट मिलता है क्योंकि हेट जगह नहीं है जाने को भाई। कुछ वो लोग किसी को गुस्सा आता है, लेट्स टाइप बीटीएस क्या कर रहा है। रैंडमली यही लगता है ना कि तुमको गुस्सा आ रहा है, क्या करना चाहिए, बीटीएस क्या करता है देखते हैं। ओ ये कर रहा है, हिट दे। मतलब थॉट प्रोसेस हमको समझाओ भाई। गोल्डन एल्बम भाई, उसमें कौन एक सॉन्ग बुरा नहीं है, ठीक है ना? मतलब एल्बम एक पूरा पीस ऑफ आर्ट है। और पॉप एल्बम है, ओके, पॉप एल्बम में पॉप वो बोल के निकाला, ऐसा नहीं कि वो बोला है कि बैलेड है उसमें पॉप डाल दिया बीच में। ऐसा होता तो एक वियर्ड चीज होता है कि के पॉप, ये के पॉप का एल्बम है और उसमें कोरियन ही नहीं बोला, वो होता तब पर भी समझ सकते थे भाई। वो बोला पॉप आइडल, पॉप एल्बम निकाल रहा है और पॉप एल्बम में वो पॉप सॉन्ग गाया है, उसमें हिट मिल रहा है भाई। ये लोग मतलब एक डमनेस का एक लिमिट होता है ना, लोग उसको क्रॉस कर रहा है। तो तुम लोग डम मत बनो, वीडियो को लाइक करो, लोग चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो। अभी के लिए हम लोग चलते हैं। थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग। हम बोल नहीं पा रहे ढंग से, ओ माय गॉड। थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग गाइस, बाय बाय, टाटा, सी यू, sayonara।